day 6 of the Intimacy Intelligence Challenge. And what is Intimacy Intelligence? It is simply developing your skills to create more intimacy in your life in all areas of your life. So it's not just romantic relationships and it's not just sex. It is in any relation where you want more truthfulness, more trust, and more connection. So what we're focusing on now this week is physical intimacy, and we're going to work on physical intimacy, on emotional intimacy, which will be next week, on spiritual intimacy, which is like the ultimate, and on technological intimacy, which is probably the one that most of us have most experience with, but you'll be surprised of what I'm going to teach you there. So physical intimacy is not only about sex, it's about creating truth, trust, and connection. So in order for you to create more physical intimacy in your life so that you stop feeling that you're in this weird bubble and that you actually start investing in a part of your health that is crucial to your well-being, which is the activities that create oxytocin, the hormone that is actually the one that makes you feel attached to other people and connected to other people and feel happy as well. It's called oxytocin, and this hormone is one that is developed between the mother and child when the child is born, and it is, you could call it a survival hormone. But what happens is that as we grow older, it's not something we have in our bodies, it's something that has to be produced. And the most efficient way to produce this hormone, which has been proven to be extremely good for your health, it helps you overcome illness faster, it regulates your blood pressure, it even regulates your appetite, it is good when you have anxiety attacks, it regulates your pulse, and you feel attached and connected. And this hormone, so we're very interested in creating activities in our lives that actually promotes more of the production of this hormone. One of the most excellent way of getting that is by physical touch. And today I want to talk to you about non-sexual physical touch, because a lot of us are used to touching our phones more than we touch each other. And we don't get oxytocin from that. And we also have a problem that we are sexualizing physical touch a lot. So we actually become afraid of touching each other because we have this idea that if we touch each other, then the other person might misunderstand us. Maybe it will awaken something in us that is a sexual energy that we can't handle. There's, of course, the whole Me Too shadow, where we're very afraid of actually having spontaneous physical touch without asking for consent. And that does have a lot of importance, to ask for consent when we are with people we don't know, especially. But I do want you to start touching, to start exploring physical touch more as a way of creating intimacy, non-sexual physical touch, that is. So I want you to start exercising. How can you actually caress someone that you know well? How can you be, when you're in the sofa with your friends, how can you actually ask them to put their feet, or maybe you can put your feet on their lap, say, hey, can I put my feet in your lap? And then see what happens. I want you to practice, if you're hugging someone, practice to have more than 30 seconds of physical, non-sexual physical contact. So this is one way that you can actually create more physical intimacy without actually being in a sexual situation or with a romantic partner. Of course, if you are with a romantic partner, many couples, they have gotten so used to automatic physical contact, or none at all, that's only sexual maybe, that there's so much work to do in becoming conscious. How are you actually handling non-sexual physical touch in your relationships? And how can you take responsibility to create more of that in your life? That is my challenge for today, Tomorrow we will talk about other forms of physical intimacy, which will include something like dance, something like eye contact. But today, this is what I have for you, and I really, really hope that you will explore, be curious. Intimacy intelligence is all about applying the 5 keys: time, presence, emotional availability, meaning be accessible, be curious, and be creative. So go for it, and please leave your comments behind. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done it, so that you can be up to date with all the intimacy intelligence training that I'm going to give you, which is so important in a time where we are so much on our phones and where technology is taking over our relationship skills. Subscribe, get me some questions that I can answer, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in day 7 of the Intimacy Intelligence training, which is a 30-day challenge. Take care and see you soon.